Hello again, everyone. Zach Attack is here with my TNA Impact Wrestling review for the night, May the 24th, 2012. Of course, it was Open Fight Night 2 tonight. And overall, tonight's Open Fight Night, I said it last time when it happened, they needed a better execution of the show. And overall, tonight, it was not better than last month. A little better with a great main event for the TNA World Title. It was an amazing main event tonight. Great main event. Very like match. I'll get to that in a moment. We did have a title change tonight and a return. King over the first segment. Well, I actually missed the first segment and the first match. I was out of the town. I was DJing and also I was out bowling with the fam. So I missed the first match. But I'm glad I missed it. I'm kind of glad it happened. Final fucking Lee, Eric Young and ODB finally lost the TNA Knockouts Tag Team titles tonight. They lost to the former champions Gail Kim and Madison Wayne. The BFFs again. And despite everything with Madison Wayne and her alleged crushed, Gail and Madison got back on track and regained the TNA Knockouts Tag titles, even though, yes, it is still the worst division in TNA besides the television title, which I'll get to that in a moment. And that was actually one of our next matches. It was great. It's great to see new champions in that division. I know it's like old champions, Gale and Madison, but I'd rather have them as champion than old DB and Eric, making the titles more worthless than it already is. So at least Knockouts division and tag division doesn't suck as much now without ODB and Eric Young as champion, but Knockouts tag team division still sucks. Now, on to our next match. It was all VD. Of course, this is Open Fight Night, and you know what that meant. Anyone can challenge anybody at any time. It was everyone had to be ready. So it was Rob Van Dam after losing to Bully Ray last week. Of course, losing his chance to be TNA champion. By the way, speaking of Bully Ray, he was the first eliminated from the Final Four because we had AJ Styles, Bully Ray, Jeff Hardy, and Kurt Angle considered for a TNA World Title shot tonight. Bully Ray was eliminated first, then Jeff Hardy. Hogan would make its decision concerning AJ and Angle as the main event happened. But before we get to that, like I said, our second match of the night, this is when I started watching it. Rob Van Dam calling out Gunner. Basically kind of a squash match. Gunner gets some control, but RVD got control back, got the Rolling Thunder, 5-star frog splash, kind of a 2-minute squash show. 1, 2, 3, okay matchup for being a little squash match. Rob Van Dam getting back on track after losing to Bobby Roode and losing to Bully Ray. Hopefully, Rob Van Dam gets back on the title one very, very soon. Before we get to our next match involving the TV title, I've been seeing advertisements tonight about Brooke Hogan, because if you know Brooke Hogan's joining TNA as the Knockouts executive. I hope as a first move as a Knockout executive, discontinue the Knockouts tag division, please, Brooke. Get rid of the tag division. I mentioned it just a few minutes ago. Knockouts tag division is the worst division. It always has been and always will be. It's been jinxed from the beginning. People keep leaving the company. I remember, like, people, if they are Knockouts champion, they leave the company too soon. Like, Hamada, whatever fucking name is, she was champion, then she left. I remember Angelina got deported after she and Velvet was supposed to make the final. That's when, of course, Lacey I Can't Wrestle Von Erich came in to help Madison and Velvet out. So that's my thing. Brooke Hogan, when you do come next week, please get rid of the tag division of Knockouts. And even if you're not an executive for regular, please also get rid of the TV title division. It is probably the most division still, even if I thought it was going to be a good thing with Steve Vaughn having to defend a TV title every week. It would give a lot of guys a chance to get it. Well, it still sucks, especially if Robbie E keep barging in. And that's what happened in this match tonight. Devon called out Garrett Bischoff. Garrett Bischoff looked okay in the wild card battle royal last week because Devon got eliminated by Garrett. So Garrett and Devon had an okay match, a little short because of Robbie E. Can you just please fire his ass? Please. If he's just going to budge in on every television title shot and help the TV title get more sucky, Please get rid of him. He's been, speaking of people that sucked from the get-go, Robbie E sucked ever since he came in the company. You know, they got rid of Cookie, and Robbie T looks like a dork. I'm not kidding, making Robbie E look bad with this Robbie E douchebag. So get rid of Robbie E, keep Robbie T down. You need to tell me that Alex Shelley is apparently leaving TNA, yet you still have Robbie E? What the fuck? Come on. What are you thinking? You guys lost Alex Shelley. You're going to have the best tag team breaking up, and you still have Robbie E, the biggest douchebag in TNA. I'm still kind of fumbling over that. Speaking of people leaving, I'll get to gut check in a moment. But, so seriously, if Robbie East is going to interfere in every TV title match, please make Miss Hogan should do. Not only make the TV title be defended every week, make it a no disqualification match. So if Robbie E does get involved, it won't end silly, like it did tonight. The Ivan and Garrett Bischoff Iceman rematch will happen either next week on Impact, which will be of course at 8 o'clock live, or at Slammiversary. So there you go. This will basically a no contest thanks to interference from Robbie E and Robbie E. On to our next segment, Bully Ray. Of course, Bully Ray still kind of fuming at Hulk Hogan for eliminating him first. Because Hogan said Bully Ray, although a main event guy, has only been main event guy the least amount of time. He also eliminated Hardy because of the screwy finishes, like kind of the close finishes with him and Anderson as of late. He was a guy that won't be close, knit, or whatever Hogan, whatever reason Hogan gave, but Hardy got eliminated for whatever reasons. Same with Bully Ray. Billy came out, blah, 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 not chosen by Hogan, yada, yada, yada. He had some business to take care of course. Joseph Park. It's the same fucking person. Everyone should know that. That I've said it before, I'll say it again. Joseph Parks is a bitch. Can you please get rid of this stupid storyline? I thought Biz coming back was going to end the Joseph Parks storyline, but no. It has to keep going on and on and on. I thought AJ, Cass, and Daniels think. Can you just please let it sleep already? Please. But no. Billy Ray had to call out Joseph Parks, who was in the crowd. He called him in. He said, I didn't do anything with your brother. And Chris is like, well, Joseph's like, I said, Chris is a bitch's real name. Sorry. Joel said, well, we have an attorney, right? And in the Constitution, everyone's failed trial. Well, it wasn't failed trial for Bully Ray in the case of him being the cause of the disappearance of a miss. Of course, with a fan base who basically hates Bully Ray. Guilty or not guilty? Of course, guilty. And after that, boom, Bully Ray just beat the crap out of Joseph Park. Billy Ray left. Hopefully, that'll be the last we see of Joseph Parks. But knowing TNA, we'll probably see him again. Hopefully, at Slammiversary, this whole thing comes to an end. So there you go. That's my thought on this whole Joseph Park thing. It's fucking stupid. Needs to die. Needs to die. Of course, now next topic, gut check. Of course, last month, Alex Silva, showing, got in with a off-the-script decision by Ric Flair that was a major cause of his leaving. Of course, Alex is from Canada, and TNA got pissed about that because TNA doesn't want to pay the money for a visa. They don't have to worry about paying money for a visa. I mentioned about Angelina Love. They had a little visa problem with Angelina Love. That's why she got fired, but then she came back after her work visa got renewed. So they don't want to go through that same issue with Alex Silva. So that's why they're mad at Ric Flair. Ric Flair apparently out. They may have a new judge now. Would you join AJ Styles and Brother Love? Bruce Pritchard. Next gut check tonight. Mention that asshole Robbie E. Robbie E took on the guy last month, Alex Silva. This month actually, on Open Fight Night gut check, it was Joey Ryan going up against, well, not Robbie E, thank God, the current X Division champion, Austin Aries. Joey Ryan had some okay offense, but basically it was a kind of a mini squash match. In my mind, I don't think Joey Ryan's ready. He had an okay showing, but up against Austin Aries, Joey Ryan just looked average. He was okay, has some okay moments to shine, but not shining enough as Austin Aries got the victory. 1, 2, 3. In my opinion, Joey Ryan does not deserve to be in the TNA. The fans don't like him. Well, he played a heel, okay, but I still think that Joey Ryan's got a long way to go. I still think he's okay. He's not the best guy. And I said about Austin Aries. When Austin Aries first came back after a couple of years off last year, I was a big Austin Aries fan. And I started to like him. I very like him. I like the direction they're taking here with the way he's been booked lately. Hopefully his feud against Bully Ray is over. Hopefully he can focus on defending the title against X Division guys. The Joy Ryan could be an okay X Division guy, but he didn't show enough for me. Like Alex Silva. Alex Silva didn't show enough for me to get in, but he still got in. Same with this Joy Ryan. He didn't show enough for me to prove that he deserves to be in TNA. So probably next week when they decide if he's going to go in or not, I hope they say no to Joy Ryan. If he does, fine. But if he does get in, he has to prove it every single night. They earns a spot in TNA. So there you go. That's my thoughts on Gut Check. Joy Ryan losing to Austin Aries. On my main event, man, time flew so quickly. Well, especially for me because I missed the first segment. Anyway, AJ Styles and Kurt Angle were left on the decision board for Hulk Hogan to decide on who would get TNA World Title shot against Bobby Roode tonight. With Angle's hampering hamstring injuries, Hogan decided to give it to AJ Styles. And of course, it was a very interesting scenario since Bobby Roode was going to break the record for the longest title reign in TNA history. AJ Styles had the record currently. So it was a great way to have that scenario going with Bobby Roode having to face the guy that has the current record to break the record. So it's AJ, Bobby Roode, TNA World Title. Awesome match tonight. TNA, despite all the bullshit, TNA can put on some decent wrestling matches, especially with two great guys, AJ and Bobby Roode. Decent back and forth action. AJ got a little distracted though. Of course, we all know AJ's mind has not been centered on people because he lost to Kurt Angle due to distractions, of course, with this whole Daniels, Kaz, Dixie Carter thing. He kept looking over his shoulder to make sure Daniels and Kaz won't interfere like he did during the Kurt Angle match. But then a distraction caused Bobby Roode to really attack AJ with a hip toss on the steel steps. And it's back and forth action. AJ had the control, and Bobby had control for a few minutes. It was very back and forth, very exciting. A lot of near falls, a lot of good counters and finishers. Submission by AJ was good. A couple of crossface attempts. And AJ, I saw him try to do the Styles Clash like 3 or 4 times. Bobby Roode and AJ, they know each other so well, of course. Originals, Fortune, Immortal down the line, whatever you say. And Bobby Roode had a good counter for the Styles Clash every time. So the match ended with AJ going for the Pele. At the Pele, he couldn't finish it properly. He was trying to climb up the top rope to nail a splash, but once again he got distracted, looking to see if Kaz and Daniels would interfere. He tried for the splash, but Bobby Roode blocked it. Bobby Roode nailed his perfect plex, fisherman suplex again. Second time this time. 1, 2, 3. Bobby Roode wins it, not cheatingly. But basically AJ's fault because he was distracted. But very exciting matchup, great matchup. Bobby Roode finally wins it kind of clean. Not cheap or anything. Kind of cheap, but not as cheap as the other finishes. Like what happened when Bobby Roode got kicked out by James Storm through the door, or the finish with RVD. Still kind of a cheap win, but not as cheap. But Bobby Roode retains the title. Of course, Bobby Roode now holds the record as the longest reigning TNA World Champion. As champion, despite his cheating ways, his cheap wins, he has done a lot of good things for the TNA title, make it a little bit more legit. And he's been a great, okay champion. I applaud what TNA's been doing. He's been a classic heel, classic heel. I thought he's doing a great job as a heel and as champion. Especially the match with AJ showed how much potential he has to be one of the greatest TNA champions of all time. I thought when he got the title shot at Bound for Glory, I did not think he was going to be a decent singles wrestler because I knew him as a tag team guy. He was booked as a single heel after he left Team Canada, but I didn't think they were going to book him up the way they have done. I applaud TNA for booking Bobby Roode goodly. They showed potential in his matches before Bound for Glory against all the Fortune members, besides Daniels. Showed great potential. Bound for Glory lost, but he won the title against James Storm, ending bail money. And since then, he's been on a wall. Longest reigning champion, beating AJ in a little celebration. He wanted Hulk to come out to celebrate, confetti, champagne, the whole deal. Hulk Hogan said, "Hey, champ, I got a guest." Hogan had a guest on the phone a lot about showing up. Well, it was Sting. I thought I read something about Sting coming in and becoming a new world champion, but I was wrong. So But Sting came back, beat the crap out of Wood. Hogan announced, of course, TNA, 8 o'clock. Start out next week's first live Impact on Thursday at 8. It'll be Sting and Bobby Roode in a lumberjack match. Hopefully, like a lumberjack match will be another company. It will be for both good guys and heels. Or mostly good guys. We'll see what happens with Sting and Bobby. Didn't say it was for the title or not. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're building up Sting and Bobby for Slammiversary. That might be Bobby's next opponent for Slammiversary. Sting. So they're gonna build that up. Sting's back after leaving the general manager because he wants to focus more on wrestling now than general manager. Of course, I'm hearing Sting may retire this year. He always thinks about that every year. But retiring is my last year. Blah blah blah. So Sting's back. I'm glad to see no title change with Rude and Sting. Sting being champion be weird, but glad to see ODB and Eric Young finally lose a TNA Knockouts tag titles tonight. So like I said, we end open fight night. Not as good as last month, but the main event made up for it. Great main event with Bobby Roode and AJ Styles. Sting coming back was okay, but we'll see what happens with Sting and Bobby Roode next week when TNA goes live all summer long at 8 o'clock. So there you go. That is it for my Impact review for tonight. See you all later. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, everybody. Great weather here in Michigan. Hope it's great weather in your way. Have a great Memorial Day. Then my all-minute act. Final review from Zach. Thank you very much. See you all later. Memorial Day. Yeah.